Hey everyone. I nearly skipped this workout tonight because I was out of town visiting a friend, but she got sick. She thinks she has bronchitis, and I'm not knowledgeable enough to disagree. She has a doctor appointment tomorrow afternoon after work, and I figured rather than just lie around her house, potentially getting sicker than I already feel, I would go home and work out. So I did. Couple things. I was a little distracted coming into this workout. You may have saw the fellow doing his hip thingy on the floor in front of me. Not a big deal, not in my way at all. Wasn't even using the rack, so no big deal. The guy behind me, or the rack further in the background, he let me grab the bar that I'm currently using in all of these sets. This bar is slightly different from all of the other bars in the gym because it is a much thicker diameter. Like something you would ordinarily need, I don't know, fat grips or a big hand for. And I just wanted to try it, this workout. But I noted it because it's a variable in training that I don't ordinarily have to account for. And I thought, how is this going to impact my training? I thought originally I was thinking that it was going to make it more difficult because that seems like the obvious thing. But I also thought it would make me have to be more strict with my grip width and just how I'm holding the bar in general, because I've been noticing a little bit of forearm pain, and I think my forearms are actually just growing from doing all this overhead pressing. It's the back of my forearm, or the top of it, I guess. And ordinarily, this is a very difficult area for my forearm growth. Like I used to do a lot of wrist curls and reversed wrist curls and what is that called? It's like that device that has a rope on it, and you basically curl one hand over the other, trying to bring up a weight. I can't. Is it a roller, wrist roller, something like that? I'm thinking ab roller too, so I'm not sure if they're similar. I mean, I know they're not similar. They're different exercise modalities entirely, but I'm not sure if that's what that's called because I haven't used it in a while. Anyway, the back top whatever of my forearm has never really grown very well with that type of isolation training. I used to get really good forearm size just from the. I should just learn forearm anatomy and not stumble over my words and maybe sleep before recording this, but no, I'm not going to actually do the video then, so whatever. Point is, my elbows were kind of hurting a little bit, mostly my left one on the top, and I realized that when that part of your elbow hurts, so if you have your palms facing down, you look at your elbow and you're like, wait, that's the part of my elbow that hurts. Great, we're on the same page. So, I find that when that's occurring, it's because your forearms are weak. Now, my forearms are weak because if you look at my pressing form, the bar is not perfectly seated in my palm on every set. Sometimes it rolls back a little bit. And I'm also pushing behind my head, and I feel like if I do that too dramatically, the bar, maybe it's imperceptible, but it may be pushing back into my hand a little further and causing my hand to bend back more. So that could be why it is, why that pain is occurring, because I have muscle hypertrophy occurring, but for that to occur, there has to be some damage too. And I need to be careful because I don't want to mess up any of my tendons and then not be able to train. But it doesn't feel like that kind of a pain. It just feels like some inflammation at the moment. So I thought the fatter bar would give me less opportunity to fuck it up, because I would not be able to have the bar move in my hand enough because my hands are so very small. In fact, I wasn't even entirely sure I was going to get my hand all the way around the bar and like have a secure grip. Because I used to do a suicide grip, but after watching the video and realizing that my arms don't go as straight as people would want them to, and I think part of the reason that they don't appear to go completely straight is because I have my thumbs turned down before I grab the bar. So imagine holding both of your hands like in a stop, fashion. Like you want somebody to stop, but then you have both hands like that. If you turn your hands so that the fingers are pointing towards each other so that you could make like an equilateral triangle with your thumbs and your fingers, that's how I place my hands on the bar, and then I just widen them so that they're about shoulder width. And that's what my grip looks like, because I'm trying to get the bar to be straight across my hands, and that seems to be the best way to do it. But at the same time, that also seems to make it look like my arms aren't actually completely locking out when they are. So I realized that it was a trick of perspective that's doing that. I used to think it was just because my arms are fucked up, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason. So after I finished doing all of my overhead pressing, I have one more thing to say about overhead pressing. I did drop sets because I just determined that rather than do 7 and try to come back in on Friday, I would do 10 sets no matter what. But I was starting to black out on some of the sets. So, or like I was losing air. I felt like woozy. So, again, it didn't really feel like I was too weak muscularly. It just, I wasn't breathing right or something. And I just didn't want to risk it. And I thought maybe if I made it lighter, I wouldn't be making as much of an aerobic demand. It seemed to help. Maybe it's just my mind playing games with me. But eventually I would like to press every single day, and I think if I'm trending backward like this, where I'm doing more drop sets, eventually I will get to a point where I'm just doing a top set, and then the rest are drop sets. But I'm going to just let my recovery make that happen. I'm going to auto-regulate that. I'm not going to plan it out. We'll see what happens. Chin-ups kind of pissed me off because I didn't record it properly. I think what happened was I just pressed the button too many times on my camera. I thought it was recording and it wasn't, so I'm missing a bunch of sets. So I'm going to just include maybe a screenshot of my workout program on my phone, and just so you see how much I did. I think it looks like I did 6 sets of chin-ups. And I started actually with the top set on chin-ups because I figured I'm probably warmed up enough to do the chin-ups. And I just kind of looked at my last, my 4 rep sets that I was doing on Friday and thought, I kind of just kind of guessed going backwards from that. 108 was a little too heavy for me. Went down to 103. That felt perfect. Felt great. Kind of wish I would have started there. But then my next set, 103, felt like a fucking grind was going to occur if I tried to get the 6th rep. I tried to only do 5s. I just felt like that would be the most time efficient thing to do. The time I had available for my workout was actually only going to be about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes because of I thought I was going to take a shower after my workout, but I was just so dead that I decided to go home and eat and just take a shower at home. But I wanted to leave time for the shower, so rather than feel like I missed out on my workout, I decided right at the beginning, I'm going to just do 2 exercises. I definitely have to press, and then I want to do something that will support my pressing endeavor as best as possible, and maybe progress my overall goal of my improved body composition, improve my upper body. And tomorrow I should be doing some Olympic lift training with the trainer from the last video that I may have indicated. If she's available, maybe she won't be, but I thought she's not available for training until past 8 p.m. current time or local time. Central Standard Time is what I meant to say, but C is all that was occurring in my mind, and I was just filling in words. Anyway, So it has to be after 8. And I thought, well, that's actually perfect because I'm training after 8. That'll give me about 24 hours of recovery. And then I should be good to go. And then no matter how much of a metabolic drain that training session is, because it's not likely to be heavy weights, right? It's a learning session for me. So by Friday, I should be recovered enough to have another press session, and maybe I'll do another rep test because this workout, I got in all of the work sets that I had intended to get this week. I don't really have to do more pressing this week, but I want to. So I'll give that a shot, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.